It was a god-awful slow day today in the market. After a huge rally over the last couple of days, it was only a matter of time before we saw a day like this where it just kind of levels out, but was able to make a great trade, making over $350 on a FedEx earnings play. I'll explain to you how I was able to make that profit and more, all coming up. Yeah, so FedEx had some really poor earnings, and it's for the second quarter in a row, and it really comes as no surprise to most people with the war that's going on with them and Amazon, along with a lot of these other shipping these other shipping companies such as UPS, the Postal Service, which is abysmal. You know, they're all struggling because Amazon is just taking over the world. That's really all there is to it. But was able to capitalize on a really great trade on FedEx because of their poor earnings report. So going to go over that and how I was able to make a profitable trade on FedEx, all coming up. But just want to welcome you to my channel. Hi, my name is Brad, and this is Own the Chaos. The stock market is a crazy and chaotic place, and I've made it my mission to help you own it. So if you want to see more videos and content such as this to help you trade in the stock market and maybe some investing as well, follow this channel, give it a thumbs up. I certainly would appreciate it. Helps me grow, helps me show a little bit more support as well, and you get a little bit out of it too. So FedEx. Well, I'm going to explain to you real quick as I share my screen with you on FedEx. And if you have never visited this platform before, if you're like, man, this looks pretty interesting, this is WeTrade HQ. This is a platform that I built with my partner Jake, and we've made the WeTrade HQ a platform for all investors and traders alike. If you're looking to trade, if you're looking to learn how to trade, or maybe just be a part of a community of traders, share ideas and share successes, then we want WeTrade HQ to be a place for you. That's what this platform is designed around. It's designed around education as well as a social platform for all things trading. Now, just to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory, I realized that WeTrade HQ for me, I wanted to create it because if you're a full-time day trader, or even if you're a part-time day trader, it can be kind of a lonely place. And so most people like to surround themselves around a community of like-minded individuals, especially when it comes to day trading or trading or investing in the stock market. And so that's why we created WeTrade HQ. We get our community involved with it. As you can see here, I searched FedEx here. You can search your favorite tickers on the platform itself. You can actually, it's very interactive. You can vote bullish or bearish on your favorite tickers. So I actually, we'll go bearish on this one, and the sentiment will show up over here. There's a nice forum over here for anybody looking to talk about your favorite stocks as well as news. And so the first thing we're going to look at right now, though, is going to be this chart. So I'm going to zoom in here for you just a little bit so you can get a better look at this. And this is the FedEx chart. Now, I pulled this out on the 4-hour chart, and the reason that I have this blue line drawn here is the clear area of support. So this goes back all the way to the beginning of 2019, and you can see that there's a really nice support level here at right at 150, right at $150 a share. And so that is what I told my folks in my mentorship group, my private chat, was that, you know, FedEx looks like it is do or die here if it goes down below 150, and that is where I would plan to short this based off of the earnings plays. Now, if you didn't hear, FedEx actually did report. It says here's why the worst is over. I don't know about all that, but obviously after today. But if you go Amazon limits FedEx, and you can click on the news straight from our WeTrade HQ platform. Amazon limits FedEx shipments, ongoing rivalry. So basically what's happening is that Amazon is pulling a lot of their contracts from these shipment companies such as FedEx and UPS and the U.S. Postal Service because of, you know, what's going on with them. You know, Amazon is basically taking over a lot of things. You know, we've seen that with the grocery store or grocery industry with Whole Foods. We see them taking over a lot of things, and so it seems as if there's battle going on between Amazon and FedEx and UPS, a lot of these other ones, because they basically want to start their own shipment company. It's just becoming so costly to send packages out. If Amazon could just I really think that they're just trying to go to free shipping across the board. You know, we've already seen that 1-day shipping, 2-day shipping for Amazon Prime members. And I think that if they can do shipping in-house like that, that it's going to be a huge game changer. And I think that's the battle that's going on here, because FedEx, you know, a huge part of their company is through Amazon, as well as UPS and these other companies that are similar, DHL, whatever. You know, that's why FedEx is having poor earnings. This is the second quarter in a row that they've had poor earnings, and so it came to no surprise to me that earnings were not favorable this time around. Now, I could have played earnings a little bit better. I think, you know, the expectation was that they weren't going to have great earnings in the first place. But the thing of it is that you have to be careful trading earnings before they actually come out, because nobody actually knows for sure whether earnings are going to be good or not. You can speculate, you can have a good idea of what they're going to look like, but until the earnings actually come out, you really just don't know. So when you go to make an earnings play, if you're staying into a stock, you're basically gambling at that point, especially if you buy in right at earnings and then they come out and then maybe you decide to take a short, but the earnings are great and so the stock goes through the roof. You get smoked. It's not a good day. Same thing goes for the other way around. If you're expecting earnings to do very well, and then they don't and they flop, and then you decide to go long on a trade, then it just never ends well. So you could either play earnings or you could go buy a scratch off at that point. That's pretty much how good your odds are whenever you try to trade based off of earnings. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But for me, I like to play on the other side of earnings, and that is why I looked at FedEx here, looking at the support level at $150 a share, and seeing how it came down to break this. So again, as I was talking to my private mentorship folks, you could see how it finally ended up breaking down, and then we can go over to the 5-minute chart and we'll take a closer look at it here. So when I was talking to them earlier, I said, hey, listen, 150, 148 seems to be that area of support that I really would like to see it break before I take a position on this. So it broke 150. So then I was able to take a starter position. And if you're not familiar with what a starter position is, a starter position is basically if you have a set amount that you're looking to take on a particular stock. What I always like to do, especially if I'm not sure about something, is that taking a starter position. So let's just say that I planned on taking 200 shares, which is actually what I ended up with on FedEx. So I took 200 shares of FedEx. I want to get a starter position. So to start off with, I only took 25 shares. I took 25 to 50 shares. I think it was 25 shares right out of the gate, right at 150, and then started adding and accumulating a position until finally it went down below 148, and boom, I put the rest of my position in, and then it finally started tanking. It was such a key support level that and really looking at it from a historical standpoint, if I zoom back out here, going out to the 4-hour chart and looking how it reacted the last time earnings came out, this is what happened. So it stayed here at 150 for a little while and then just tanked all the way down to 137. Now I wasn't willing to wait down to 137. Really, I was looking at this, and if we go back to the 5-minute chart here, I was really kind of looking at this. I was looking at this momentum on the no sure thing indicator and saw that this looked like that the buying was starting to come back, and that maybe we could see some sort of reversal, especially after a $16 drop. So I was able to sell my position really close to near the bottom. I actually sold it for a nice $350 gain. Or covered, I should say. I misspoke there. So I was shorted this one and covered at 146. So it was a great trade, guys. This is a perfect setup. And this is one where I told a lot of my folks, hey, listen, the market is a little bit crazy right now. It's really slow. A lot of things are pretty sideways. Not a whole lot of volume going in and out of the market overall. So you have to be very careful with and very, very picky with the types of trades that you make. Reason being is because you just don't know which way it's going to go. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. So there was a lot of up and down, a lot of choppiness going on. And so that's another reason why I decided to take just a starter position as I was working into this FedEx play, because I wanted to make sure that I was protecting my risk. And that's really the name of the game. A lot of people just try to go in too hard too soon, and instead of working yourself into a position, especially in a market like this, you want to make sure that you're protecting your risk and that you're managing it appropriately. And so that's how I managed FedEx, and that's how I was able to come out with a really nice win, especially in a slow market today. But hey, is what it is. Sometimes you have great days, sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have not so good days, but every day you should be learning from each experience. And so that is what goes on within my mentorship. So if you're interested in checking that out, the links are down in the description below. I go live with folks from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time through a Zoom chat just like this, but then I'm also with them throughout the entire day in a private Discord chat as well to answer questions, to give a few call outs here and there, as well as our other veteran traders that are in there that help beginner traders learn how to trade, learn how to conquer this crazy and chaotic market. So that's going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoyed this video, I certainly would appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription if you want to see more content such as this. And that's going to do it for me, guys. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I will see you all before the bell, and B Smith is out. So guys, this is a bittersweet moment for the Barcast. It's not going to be, the Barcast isn't going to be on this channel anymore. We're going to...
It's time to say goodbye.
Time to say goodbye to Own the Chaos. We'll give you a full explanation on all of that coming up.